love. My name's Jim. Just because you've got that refugees welcome here,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you'd like to go on a list of people that's willing to actually adopt a refugee and take them into your home.
Well, if I had any space, I would.
If you had
but
any
yeah,
space.
it wouldn't be
Right.
a nice place to bring them because
Yeah.
it's a bit overcrowded.
Right.
But yes, if I had the space, definitely.
Thank you very much for that, love. These poor immigrants, they got no one that loves them, mate. Excuse me, just reading your placard, and I'm just wondering if you'd be willing to go on a list of people that's willing to accept a refugee, like adopt one into your home.
I live in a rental place, so I can't.
Rental?
Yeah.
You can't do it?
Yeah.
Someone else's job?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, thank you. Excuse me, my love, I've just taken notice of your placard, and I'm wondering if you'd be interested in going on a list of people that's actually willing to adopt a refugee and take them into your home?
No, I'm sorry, I can't.
You can't take one?
I don't have a space.
You don't have the space?
I don't.
Someone else's job to do?
No.
Yes.
Are you filming
Yes.
this?
You don't have to. Don't
You
go
don't
in
have to
public
swear.
then, sweetheart.
You don't have to start.
You're meant to be out here
You don't have to
protesting.
swear.
Tell us what you're protesting for, love.
That's a microphone, it can't see you. Excuse me, just noticed he's got refugees welcome. I just wondered if you'd like to go on a list of people that'd be willing to adopt a refugee into their home.
I've already got one.
You've already got one?
I've got an
A Ukrainian one?
No, unaccompanied asylum seeker from South Sudan.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, well done. In that case, we don't need your name, you're already on the list. Thank you very much. She's already got one, boys. Yeah, she's a proper trooper. She's not a virtue signaller, she is the virtue. Excuse me, love. Just noticed your placard, and it says that you'd be willing. It says, oh fuck it, just get stalked by this one. I don't want to. Could be fucked. Right in.
What are you annoyed about?
What? I ain't annoyed.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to have a refugee stay at your house?
Yeah, I don't mind.
You go on the list?
I don't mind, yeah, 100%, give me the thing. Oh wait, I can't, because my house is only little small. And
Amazing, that's what I was waiting for. Thank you, darling.
I'm a teacher, yeah, I had a decent wage, and I live in a shitty little house, yeah, and I don't have a room for refugee. And yeah, but you know why? It's because I got 1% pay rise.
What about the nurses?
I actually used to like, the nurses did, I didn't, my pay got froze.
Oh, wow, amazing.
40% pay cut.
And whose fault is that?
The Tories.
It's definitely the Tories? You think it'd be different under Labour?
Why is it Labour? There's a whole host of parties here.
Well,
The Socialist Party, the Communist Party.
And Communist Party. What's funny? So what would be different under communism?
What is communism?
What is communism? Well, the Communist Manifesto written by Engels and Marx, I
Yeah.
would suggest sets out the principles of that.
Yeah,
if
so what are
you
the
take the time,
principles?
well, the abolishment of private property, private ownership of property,
Yeah.
property rights. What else is it? You want central banks everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You want more power to the government.
Alright.
Yeah.
What's the problem with that?
What's the problem with that? Well, considering we've had a Conservative government, in the last 2 years we've just been locked down and lost all our liberties on a whim without any sort of scientific data.
Yeah, the Tories done that, but yeah, continue.
Yeah, right. But you want more government. So you think more government's not going to be an issue if that's the way the Tories, considering the Conservatives are supposed to conserve life.
Has a right to have somewhere to live. Every human. We're lucky, we're white, we were born in Britain,
Right.
we're fucking lucky.
Right. So what about the people that are lucky enough to pass through France trying to get here?
Yeah, the ones that are lucky, the ones that didn't fucking die.
What do you mean didn't die?
The ones that didn't fucking die on the
What, in
shores.
France?
Yeah.
But
And
France
the
is a
lucky
safe
ones,
country
yeah.
though, no? Is it not?
Sorry, I think you need a history lesson about how
Is
Britain's
it-
role in the world.
Well, what is Britain's role in the world?
Well, having a quarter of the world's population under its control.
Right.
And its massive sphere of influence.
Right.
And all the shit that we didn't give back to the country we fucking robbed. We're
Right.
having a fucking
Did
laugh.
you do that? Did I do that?
Our fucking
So
government
what?
did.
Your government did?
Yeah.
And do they represent you?
Well, they still ain't giving it back, and that's the fucking
No.
government that's in charge now, mate.
Simple as that, boys. Don't need a chaperone, honestly. Getting fucking stalked here. Following me.
Remember the
Just
lockdown
put the
protest?
fucking zoom into her fucking duffel, mate. You're pissing me off. Why are you trying to disrupt what we're doing? You keep sitting there, look at, no, film them talking to the people when we try and talk to them. Weird, mate. Are you that delusional? You think that we're doing anything wrong? Are you actually that delusional? Are you the only one from the organisation?
No.
Where is everyone else? Jewish
Well,
Voice for Labour.
Probably in there.
Oh, I'll be coming to look for them later.
Okay.
I want a word.
Well, you might as well grab me now.
I might as well grab you now. Are you sure you're not the only one?
We met as a group at the beginning, and then some people went off. We held the Jewish bloc together. Others went off to other, because they're local organisations.
So what do you think about Corbyn?
I support Corbyn.
You support Corbyn?
Yeah.
You don't believe he's an anti-Semite fundamentally?
Absolutely not.
It's all mass hysteria, it's all codswallop?
Yes.
All right. Basically it, mate. Would you be willing to have a refugee in your home?
Yes, if I had room.
If you had room, it's funny that.
Yeah.
All right, smash him. You have a nice day.
No, but I've got a whole family in the house. So
I know.
full up.
I know how it is. Listen, I know how it is.
But well, yes, of course, in principle, yeah.
In principle, the sentiment's there. It's just the capabilities ain't.
I'm not able to at the moment.
I know. That's
but
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
But I mean, the answer is.
We should put him in someone else's house.
No.
What then?
The government.
We'll give them their own house.
Yes.
Amazing. What about the homeless people around here? All about all the veterans and all that. Homeless veterans. What should we do with them?
No, what you're talking about is a homeless crisis, okay? About a crisis in accommodation.
Yeah, and people coming from other countries are getting rid of their homeless crisis and they're putting them in this country.
So what you're arguing is a racist position.
How's it racist?
By saying.
Do you know what the definition of the word?
What organisation are you?
My name's Jim. I'm from Correct Not Political on YouTube.
From what?
Correct Not Political on YouTube.
Well, you are political because basically you're saying that we've
explain
got
to me what
unemployed
racism
people
means.
and homeless people here. Therefore, we should question whether we should welcome refugees.
No.
Do you welcome Ukrainian refugees?
No, hell no. Definitely not.
You don't.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay, I don't think I need a conversation with you because you're coming from a prejudiced position.
Right, can we talk about what racism means though? Because you tried to call me a racist, said that I've got racist views.
Yeah.
What does racism mean?
Racism is an organised prejudice against people who you don't think count as a member of your group, of your identity.
To treat someone differently on the presumed basis of their ethnicity.
Yeah, but actually, the definition of ethnicity is not a scientific definition. So you define who you think is your ethnic identity.
It's not about that.
And
People that are already here, fine. It's not. I'm not a racist. I don't want everyone out. It's not about that.
So you're saying we're full up?
I'm saying there's pressing matters in this country that don't get dealt with.
Sure, and it's the same problem. The problem is...
But nobody's here shouting about the homeless people, the veterans or anything like that. They're shouting about...
There are, actually. I've actually seen...
No one's talking to you with your mask on outside.
I've actually seen some people with a banner here on the issue of homes and homelessness. So I'm sorry, you're wrong. But what you're doing is you're positing homeless people here against refugees.
Right.
Actually, if you look at the the crisis in housing,
right?
Okay, let me finish,
please.
The crisis in housing is a crisis driven by property developers, by the government who is in bed with the property developers.
Amen.
You have thousands of houses. You see all those buildings going up there?
Yes.
They will. A lot of that funding will be international capital from China,
yes,
from America.
100%. And you're all flying Chinese communist flags.
And they're all empty, and it's part of property speculation. They're the people who have the power and the authority who create the housing crisis for people who live here.
100%. I'm with you.
And for refugees.
100%.
And for refugees.
It would be no different under Labour.
It wouldn't be much different under Starmer. It'd be very different under Jeremy Corbyn.
That's a fair point.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Have you ever heard of the Spanish flu? Of course you have. Do you know how everyone died during 1918 and 1919? Or no, that was the war. When was it? 70?
Good start, man. Good start.
But anyway, do you know how they all died?
Of the Spanish flu.
Bacterial pneumonia. Look it up. Just look up bacterial pneumonia and how everyone died in the Spanish flu. Am I doing anything wrong? 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 Well, that's what I mean. What does racism mean to you?
It means not equality for those who can't belong here.
For those that don't belong here?
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's actually the wrong word.
Can you tell me the best thing about communism?
best thing about communism is that it's fairness for all.
Is it?
Yeah.
So what about the people in power, the ruling elite? How would they be acting in a fair way if they was in power? Like for instance, the CCP. Would you concede that that is a communist party or no? Would you say it's not communist party?
The CCP, Soviet Union, aspired to be communist. Obviously, it was transitioning from a socialist base.
Right. But I thought socialism comes after communism, or is it the other way around?
I would say that if you read Marx and Lenin, that socialism is a transition towards communism.
Towards communism. But communism is the all-out goal.
Yes.
And the best thing about it is equality for all, equity.
Yep.
But the people in power, there's still going to be a ruling elite, isn't there?
Well, eventually, communism, when it comes to the full throw, then it is equality for all. But there has to be a transition to get there, doesn't there?
And how would we implement it? Because I'm saying there's a lot of wealthy people, a lot of capitalists that see it, that they don't want to share and they don't want to be equal with everyone. So what's the best way of implementing the communist revolution?
So what you've got to do is break down these people, and eventually it means smashing the state, but that depends on how you go about doing
Smashing the state,
that.
but it's not going to smash the state because fundamentally communism is more state rule than democracy.
I thought we agreed that it wasn't. I thought we had agreed that the end state is that it becomes equality for all.
But it isn't though. If you read the Communist Manifesto, it wants more government control. They want no property rights. Is it a good one?
The fact that you clearly haven't read the Communist Manifesto, and this guy almost certainly has.
Say again?
Just the fact that he clearly hasn't read the Communist Manifesto, and I presume you have.
From that, I'm going to move on. You didn't ask me to speak to you.
I know.
Okay?
Well, I thought you was a normal geezer.
You just approached me.
I thought you was a normal
and
geezer.
You
sound
came
like
right
a
out of
normal
the blue.
geezer. You don't look like that or sound like that.
Okay, you carry on.
All right, that's what I do. Excuse me, my love. Will you go on my list of people that's willing to adopt a refugee?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Any reason in particular?
I don't. What sort of refugee are you talking about?
Excuse me, mate. Will you be willing to go on my list of willing to adopt a refugee in your home?
No, thanks.
No. What about you? Would you?
Yeah.
You go on my list?
No, not now.
Not right now.
I'm too busy.
You're too busy. Do you be willing to adopt one into your home?
Sorry?
A refugee into your home. You take one.
What, from?
Like they did with Ukraine. Yeah. Would you take the illegals that are coming in from Dover into your home?
Yeah, it has to be a policy, and that involves everyone, and no, not just Ukraine. It should have been from everyone, from Afghanistan.
Yeah, but I'm saying, would you personally do that?
Yeah, I'll do that, yeah.
You would do that? You got on my list? Yeah? I'll big up yourself. Do you want me to hold that?
Yeah.
Come on, mate. We found one, boys. Someone who's actually here and representing the word and putting their thing down. I rate you, mate. You're a top fella. How many bedrooms you got?
3 bedrooms.
You got 3-bedroom house. How many toilets?
Huh?
How many toilets?
Sorry?
Toilets. How many lavatories?
Oh, good. One downstairs, one and one upstairs.
You got 2 toilets. No wonder he's willing to take a refugee. He ain't got to share a toilet. That's why. Who you guys with? Correct Not Political on YouTube. Much obliged to you, Squire.
Alright.
You have a good day, yeah? Thank you. We fucking got one, boys! Imagine that, I've just walked past 5,000 people and I found one. That's crazy. Onwards and upwards, chaps. Excuse me, would you be willing to adopt a refugee into your home?
No.
No. No. It's good when you get to the proper working class bunch, mate, because the working class ones have sort of forgotten what they're up to, mate. I'm telling you. Excuse me, Gav, would you be willing to adopt a refugee into your home?
I'm afraid I'm politically neutral, sir.
Is that a political question?
No, it's a statement.
No.
Politically neutral. Is
No, I'm saying my question to you, was that political, do you reckon?
What do you mean, sir?
I asked you if you'd be willing to adopt a refugee, and you said you're politically neutral.
Yeah.
And I'm just struggling to understand the correlation between politics and the question I asked.
So at the minute, I'm currently on duty, and obviously my job at the minute is to ensure public safety.
Breach of the peace.
Exactly, to prevent a breach of the peace. So at the minute, I can't comment on whether or not that I would ever do something like that.
I witnessed over there, you had officers, your colleagues were taking a knee for Black Lives Matter. In my view, that's getting involved in the protest that they were meant to be protecting.
That's not something I can comment on,
Oh,
sir.
you can't? No, but can you comment that you did see them doing that?
I can't comment on that.
Yeah, millions of us see it, Gov. So they should be reprimanded, they should be flipping, what would you call it, when you lot are doing, when you do wrong, when you lot found to be corrupt and wrong. You know what I mean?
Refugee here.
Telling from me he's a
Adopt a
wanker, and he shouldn't be
refugee.
doing his fucking job.
have a lovely day.
You too, Cock.
He does, and he knows his fucking job, and don't get down marching for fucking Black Lives Matter. You should be involved in it. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, good luck for you. Be safe
You
on
set
the
him
streets.
off now. I've got to work with this. Thanks, mate. Would you be willing to go on my list of a refugee adopter? No? Any reason in particular? You think we shouldn't give them homes, or?
No, I reckon all refugees should be defended, but we're adopting from what?
So they're coming over to see the channel,
Yeah.
and they need somewhere to live. So they've come to England.
Yeah.
So I just wondered if you'd be willing to put up a space like a sofa, anything.
I can't at the moment, but yeah, but that shouldn't be the responsibility of the working class to do that.
Shouldn't
It should
be
be everyone's responsibility.
Everyone,
Yeah,
and when
exactly.
you say everyone, what do you mean by everyone?
Everyone's responsibility. It should be everyone. So we should defend refugees no matter what. No, it shouldn't be like just people that are just sort of volunteering their homes. It should be organised.
And what about what do you think on the policy of actually letting refugees in? Do you think we should just let them in willy-nilly, or do you think there should be some sort of vetting process?
They're the most vulnerable people in the world.
Right, and
so
how do
why
you
should
know?
we actually-
How do you know the people that are coming over from France, a safe country, are the most vulnerable, and they're not just telling you what they're
the
telling
most
you?
vulnerable people in the world. They're
They're
running around
undocumented. They're undocumented, and they're lying about their age.
Right.
So how do
But
you know
why should-
anything?
why
How do you
should
know
we-
anything that they're saying
Why
is
should
true?
Why should we sort of? Well, we have to.
Because there's a thing in life called criminals, and there's a
Yeah.
behaviour called criminality.
Yeah.
And if no, you don't believe in criminals and criminality? Amazing.
Ask about fucking Sweden, mate. If your kid gets fucking raped, you still want him coming in then? Clever
I was getting there, George. I was getting there. If you heard the line of questioning, mate. Even the Labour people were saying Labour's not the answer. They didn't even fucking know. No one wants Starmer in. No one wants Starmer in. That's the thing. Excuse me, my love. Would you go on my list of people that's willing to adopt a refugee? No. Excuse me, my love. Would you be willing to go on my list of people that's willing to adopt a refugee?
Not at the moment,
Not at the moment.
Because I think we've got one organisation in our village,
All right.
so we might do that with them.
Okay, smashing. Thank you. Excuse me, sir. Would you be willing to go on my list of people that's... beg your pardon, it's been a long morning. Would you adopt a refugee into your home?
Sorry, I can't.
Would you adopt a refugee into your home?
No, thank you.
No?
No.
So where should we put them then?
Sorry?
Where should we put them?
Sorry, I probably missed
Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Excuse me, mate. Would you be willing to go on the list of people that's willing to adopt a refugee into their home?
I'm in a tenant flat, one bed. So
Okay, okay. Excuse me, sir. Would you be willing to adopt a refugee?
I would be willing, yeah, if I had the space.
If you had the space?
Yeah.
So where should we put them then?
Where should we put them?
Yeah.
There's plenty of people who have fallen.
Who are you, mate?
My name's Jim, who are you?
My name's Alistair. I'm already adopted a refugee, thanks. Why are you coming round with this?
Why are you pointing your finger at
What is
people?
this?
Why are you touching me stuff
What is
and
this?
pointing your finger?
What
It's
is
a list of people that are
Where
willing.
Where are you from?
You know, don't let me finish answering. Do you want to know or not? Do you want to know or not, mate? My name's Jim.
Yeah?
I'm from the internet.
From the internet?
Yeah,
so am I,
mate.
Yeah. Fucking right-wing bigot.
What do you mean? Let's have a talk here. Don't walk away and say that. Let's have a talk then.
So
Let's
tell
have
us
a
where
talk.
you're from. Where you from?
What do you mean? My name's Jim Bubbit. Stand still then. We'll talk. You want to call me names? You want to call me names?
Tell us where you're from.
Fuck him, Georgie, fuck him. That's why the stream's entitled "The Problem with Britain Today." Excuse me, ladies. You go on the list willing to adopt a refugee.
Don't speak to this geezer. These are people are Nazis. They're racist.
What do you mean Nazis? Let's talk about
You're
nationality.
racist. We know you are.
No, you walked up there. You called me a bigot.
What
do you mean? Who are you? Who the fuck are you? Get the fuck away from the camera, man.
What are you do something, you see the fuck what? Do you want to go? You want to go? Yeah, call me again.
Call me again. Georgie, film this, cunt. What do you mean?
Get your camera out of my face.
Touch my stuff, you cunt.